Trump's peace and prosperity myth. All that and more now on Graph's Grievances. Why are you supporting former President Donald Trump? It's a question repeatedly asked by reporters to Republican voters and GOP lawmakers who have endorsed the twice impeached former president for re-election next year. And the answer given to that question, when coherent, usually comes down to there was peace and prosperity under Trump. Just listen to what Republican Senator J.D. Vance of Ohio told CNN this past weekend.
Do you really have no concerns that Donald Trump might try to abuse his power if reelected?
No, Jake, I don't. Look, the guy was president for 4 years. We had peace, we had prosperity, we had wages rising faster than inflation.
And listening to that response, you might think, well, at least Vance sounds reasonable. But what Vance just said about the Trump presidency is inaccurate. Trump was in office for 4 years and must be held accountable for what happened during every year of his term. And 3 months into Trump's final year in office, March of 2020, a catastrophic pandemic hit the United States and brought to an abrupt end whatever peace and prosperity Trump might possibly be able to take credit for. More than 400,000 Americans died of COVID-19 strictly while Trump was in office, and more than 20 million Americans lost their jobs. The unemployment rate skyrocketing to almost 15% in April of 2020, the highest level since the Great Depression. For context, when Trump took office in 2016, the unemployment rate was just 4.8%. By the end of Trump's presidency, the U.S. economy had almost 3 million fewer jobs than when Trump took office, making Trump the first president since at least 1939 to experience a net loss of jobs during his administration. Trump's botched public health response to COVID also resulting in the largest drop in real GDP in the United States since 1947. The horrendous Trump economic statistics go on and on, but Republicans pretend that Trump's final year in office, 25% of his presidency, did not happen. 2020 not only bursting the myth of prosperity under Trump, but also, and perhaps more importantly, peace. For the first time in U.S. history, there was not a peaceful transition of power from one presidency to the next. Trump setting a mob of his supporters to attack the U.S. Capitol after losing the 2020 election to now President Joe Biden. The Justice Department launching the largest investigation in its history to hold accountable those responsible for the attack. As of this month, December 2023, the DOJ arresting more than 1,200 Americans involved in the deadly coup attempt and bringing criminal charges against more than 440 people, including Donald Trump. The former president currently facing 4 criminal counts related to January 6th and his attempts to stay in power. An additional 700 plus individuals have already pleaded guilty to federal charges and have faced or will face incarceration. But according to Trump-aligned Republicans, all of this never happened, and the Trump administration was a time of peace and prosperity. Democrats, President Joe Biden, would be wise to make the upcoming election a referendum on Trump's final year in office. Don't let Republicans rewrite Trump's administration as a time of peace and prosperity. If COVID had begun under Biden, you can be certain that Trump would blame Biden for COVID and promise that the pandemic would have never happened if Trump was president. In today's media environment, with the promise that Trump will be a dictator on day one, Democrats unfortunately have no choice but to play hardball. Blame Trump for the pandemic, blame Trump for the terrible economy. Even consider saying China created COVID to destroy the United States because they knew that Trump was weak, feckless, and a moron. That's what Trump would do if the shoe was on the other foot. And yes, I am shocked I am advocating for this approach. I try really hard to embrace Michelle Obama's message, when they go low, we go high. But Trump is an existential threat who is openly promising to end American democracy, and Republicans refuse to stand up to him. Trump must be stopped by whatever peaceful means necessary. Thank you for watching Graf's Grievances. Let me know what you think. Please like, subscribe, share. It really helps me grow this channel, and join me tomorrow for more.